Insure your Toyota Tundra for $89 a month. All right. We got to talk about this. I saw this post on the Tundra forum, and I was like, why am I paying $100 and something, $140 or $150 a month to insure my 2019 TRD Pro Tundra when somebody else out there can insure it for less than $100 a month? Until I dug into the details of exactly what policy, exactly which company they were going with. And I figured this could be something that we could talk about, because at first I was kind of blindsided by this, and I thought I was getting taken for a ride by my current insurance company. So I did a bunch of digging. When I first bought the Tundra, obviously I'm scouring the Tundra forums and trying to find stuff. And, once I realized that the Tundra tailgate doesn't come with an actuator, you go on the forums and you're like, oh my God, there's got to be a couple quick little updates. All the Fords, the Chevys, everything else come with lights in the bed and things like that. The Tundras don't. Yet you'll never see a Tundra in a shop, and it'll probably last 500,000 miles or blah, blah, blah. It's the same old story, right? And then I come across this guy who is claiming that you can insure a brand new 2019 Tundra. He didn't say TRD Pro. I think he had a Platinum for $89 a month. And he gave the details and everything. And here's what I uncovered. You can, in fact, insure a 2019 Toyota Tundra Platinum for $89 a month if you are in a state that has really, really, really low minimums. So you're not going to have an insurance policy on a Tundra with, say, 100, 300,000 of coverage for $100 a month. It's just not going to happen. Maybe an older used one, sure. And maybe if you lower or eliminate a few other things, like there's a bunch of stupid stuff on a lot of the car insurance policies that most people don't need. Like, you don't need to pay for roadside assistance on your auto policy when you most likely either have AAA, you have some type of additional coverage on your Amex. There's all these little things where that's a bonus. We just don't think about them. Like, I don't think about them. If I needed roadside service, I'm not going to be sitting on the side of the road thinking, oh man, what's that thing that I signed up for and they gave me roadside as a bonus. So I think what happens is that a lot of people add those things to their policy, and it just adds up. It makes it a lot more expensive and doesn't really need to be. But let's talk about what this guy gets for $89 a month. He gets $50,000, $100,000 for his for his coverage. No medical. Really high deductible. It is $2,500, so that is pretty expensive. Usually I set my limits at about $1,000. I wouldn't really have trouble, going to $2,000, but when you get into $2,500, $3,000, and then you hardly have any coverage, especially if it's a brand new vehicle. And here was the kicker. Here's the kicker on the whole thing, which stopped me in my tracks. There's no gap coverage with this policy. It is a bare minimum policy. And you don't really get much for $89 a month. Yes, you are state compliant, but if there's a 3-car pileup, or if this guy runs off the road and smashes a horse trailer and that ends up in somebody's ditch that happens to take out their electrical stuff, or a substation, or maybe it's a farm or something, and it crashes through their well cap. Maybe it's by the edge of the road or something. I don't know. And all of a sudden you've got tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage. This guy's going to be screwed. And so, yeah, you can get car insurance on your Tundra for $89 a month. The allure of it sounded good, right? But in reality, I think most people on the forum are paying between $130 and $150 just for the Tundra. I think my policy came out to be a little over $200, but I have both the Tundra and the 4Runner on there. There's a couple things that I have for the Tundra that I don't have for the 4Runner, so it increases the cost a little bit. The 4Runner's older, and so, but I don't have, I definitely have gap insurance for the for the Tundra. I just want to make sure that I'm not upside down. However, we should talk about that. I'm going to make a special video about gap insurance by itself, because the Tundra is one of the vehicles that I think you could actually get away with without having gap insurance at all, because the resale value is so strong on those. There's really not, it's not like buying something else where you're going to be incredibly upside down if you had a catastrophe, or if you had a catastrophic claim, or they totaled it out, or whatever. I really don't think it's one of the few vehicles. I think it's the Tacoma, the Tundra, and the Sequoia, and what else? I mean, I would go so far as to say the 4Runner. The resale value on my 4Runner right now is super strong. The resale value on my cousin's 4Runner was really strong. The rest of my family that had one got a just incredible amount of value out of theirs. And so I think those are the exception to the rule, though. If you go out and you buy, like, say, I don't know, we gotta be talking about something that isn't an anomaly. Like a Raptor's a little bit of a specialty, but if you just went out and bought a Ford F-150 and it was all decked out and was a platinum or something like that, let's say you paid, I don't know, you paid $70,000 for it, and then in, I don't know, 2 years, say you didn't drive it much, it's not going to be worth anywhere close to 70. Whereas you go out and buy a Tundra, say you pay 50 grand for it, drive it for 2 years, don't put a lot of miles on it, it's going to be worth over 40, right? So there's a huge difference there. But Tundra owners know this. It's just the other people that haven't owned a Toyota before really aren't as familiar with it. But anyway, so moral of the story is, yeah, you can get insurance for your Tundra for $89 a month. I'd be a little leery about the coverage. See you in tomorrow's video, guys.